This is a man's second time facing the threat of death. And you get away with it almost every time. He's really lucky. You'll know by the end of the video. I'm going to tell you about that today. There is no story of the most mysterious man. He lives 9 times with one of them. 1926. The hero of the story, Flick, was born in Yugoslavia. And he was born worse off than everybody else. His mother is waiting with his father. Accidentally gave birth to him on a small boat. Birth. Yes, Flick is very weak. Life, he may not live long. No, the warehouse has put it away. Watch him carefully. Under the care of our hearts. Frank has grown up. The more you think about it, the more you think about it. But still not as good as the same people. Because the weak-hearted Frank had an accident. His parents arranged for him to stay at home. And the good news is that the increase of the year, the healthier Frank was. Because of the original sound. And he became an expert. Then he started working at a local school. This is the real life of the elderly. It takes many years to do a job. He's got a huge sense of achievement. But his private life doesn't have that benefit. Here, the whole world knows about Flick. He's been married for times. Some marriages for him. Just the good memories and the kids. If not, the reason is after 30. Strange things happen to him. It's the story of Frank's life. It won't invite anyone's money at all. Those weird things. Not only did it produce some of the luckiest people on the planet. Also confused by 100 people. This is the first time for the old one. In Life and Death 1962. He is riding on the fire. Go to Dubnik. A seemingly ordinary day. Something big happened. The fire in the line suddenly flashes. Straight to the icy river. Route official notice. Many people suffered and died that day. I'm starting a new life here. Frank is sleeping soundly right now. I mean to fall into the river by myself. She quickly found her way. Swim to shore. Waiting for rescuers. See. You may contact us. What's the big deal? Something like that. Many people encounter. The emergency was just the beginning of the miracle. And then a second one happened. In the year 1963. Flicker has recovered from a fire accident. I had to travel to another city to visit my sick mother. One time he was scheduled to travel by car. Before that, Frank was always afraid to sit. But because of the fire incident, under special circumstances, he wants to buy it. Before we started, Frank was very sad. Because he was born a year ago. Things are still going haywire. He begged the stewardess to sit next to him. Everybody laughed at him for being heartless. It turns out that some things really don't work. On the way. It's urgent and sudden. Then it began to fall rapidly over the city. This caused 10 deaths and injuries. You guessed it. Strange drop again. The protagonist of the story, Frank, is again. He landed on a tall pile of dry hay. The warehouse is suffering from the warehouse. One wipe and cut. And here's what's even more remarkable. It's like having control. It can actually fall miles square on the only haystack. This tube has already created a second miracle. But the fate is to reunite. Frank's life is a joke. 3 years later, he took a bus to Split. The warehouse is with his warehouse. Take one from the warehouse there. Once again, things start to deviate from normal. The bus travels along the winding mountain road. The company suddenly lost control. And it hit a rock on the curb. The bus crashed into a river below the mountain. The passengers looked a bit different. I want to save myself from everything. 4% of them don't get lucky. No, I'm afraid you've already guessed it. Frank is one of the lucky ones. He was hugging briefcases with important cases. Reflecting his will to live. And he climbed out of that heavy bus. It's just a pain. He even didn't save his briefcase. Incident. Somebody in the government started it. This year, all the major factories are in Florida. 4 years in. He withstood the 3 exams of his life. Somebody could be luckier than him. In 1970, more curious events followed. Crazy coincidence. Another day to kill him. He's going to go to the next door. Suddenly, there was a strange smell. He quickly realized that the engine had short-circuited and caught fire. Normally, Frank's approach is to stop. But once. He doesn't care. It looks like the steam is about to explode. So he was like a movie star. And then he jumped off the wall. It really exploded. Flicker's alive. This is the world of his life. Another 3 years. Frank bought a new scotch. Changed the oil pump in his warehouse. It's just another animal. Due to lack of. There were some mistakes in the operation, causing gasoline to overflow on the warehouse. Instantly caused a fire and explosion. One time, Flick's car has been sold out. But you don't do everything. After the incident, it was worn. Flick is well known to many people. People began to call him lucky. Heaven and earth. 22 years in the past. There will be no further events. So you don't need to buy it anymore. The flick of these incidents. I took a sip of it. Think of fate More joy. In 1995, Frank was on his way to work. Hit by a bus? I saw it with my own eyes. All the people involved in the accident are here. This is a bad crash. It doesn't matter if the person doesn't die. But they all disappeared. Frank is no ordinary person. Hit by a bus. Go out 30 meters faster. But he stood up like a man. He swung his arms and legs. The big road. He refused even a living wage. Because I want to add an important package. A year later, Frank spent his life in the mountains. To avoid colliding with a car that's coming your way. He punches the direction. The thing that hits the pavement the most. He had to park on a roadblock. Then I placed an order. It's only been down for less than a second. And he's staring at the face of the ocean in disbelief. Run into him. The warehouse suddenly turned. Heading towards the valley 100 meters deep. Instantaneous explosion. You can survive 7 accidents. The next order has been shipped, which is very fortunate. No, I want to beat up people. In 2002, Frank bought a lottery ticket at the store. Sure enough. He won $60 in gold. He used this to represent his 5th marriage. A beautiful big house and a beautiful America. And for that moment, he felt as if he had been born again. All the exams were lost. It's time to enjoy life. Old age. Frank was very pleased to hear that. A series of strange events seemed to have ended. He has entered his old age. It's a fixed life. Because gold can't make him happy. So he lost one. Luxury house on private property. And then we gave them away to family and friends. Back home. He decided to build a chapel at home. This is the mother's interest. And that's what he's enjoyed for so many years. It's been more than 90 years in Florida. As far as we know. He doesn't give birth to anything unusual. There's a multiplayer Frank. There you go. His name World. Frank bought one of these. And he described these years in the article. Something different happened to him. At the end of the mountain. He won the lottery and changed his world. He also felt that his life had been safe and sound. This is where you're supposed to be. It destroyed a lot of beliefs. That we should value every moment of our lives. No matter how much testing and grinding. Don't be easily beaten.